Have you ever lost something that was important to you? Maybe a stuffed animal, or a trading card, or something else that you really cared about. How did you feel when you realized something important was missing? You might feel worried, stressed out, or just plain upset. What can you do? Well, if what you lost is really important, you'll do whatever you need to do to find it, right? Today, we're looking at another one of Jesus' parables, and it's about something important getting lost. Let's check it out. Something we know about parables is that they always teach a lesson. Think about what the lesson for this parable might be as you hear it. We'll talk about it at the end. It's called the parable of the lost sheep. People were asking Jesus why he was hanging out with sinners and bad people, and this parable was his answer. Jesus told of a shepherd who had lots of sheep. Actually, he had 100 sheep. The shepherd loved all his sheep, but one day, one went missing. 99 of his sheep were safe, but one was lost. What do you think the shepherd did? Well, he did not wait around and just hope the lost sheep returned. He left his 99 sheep and went to look for the missing one. The shepherd searched everywhere until he came across his lost sheep. He was so happy to find his sheep and to know that it would be safe again with him. The shepherd carried the sheep home in his arms and told all his friends and neighbors to come over for a big celebration. It was time for him to rejoice because his lost sheep was found. That's the parable of the lost sheep. Now, let's think about the lesson that it teaches us. Let's see. The parable focuses on the shepherd who cares for all his sheep. Who does this remind you of? It might remind you of Jesus and how Jesus cares for all of us. So the shepherd represents Jesus in this parable. What about the sheep that are loved and cared for by the shepherd? Who do you think they are like? The shepherd cares for the sheep just like Jesus cares for all of us. Right. The sheep represent people who follow God. So, the one sheep that ran away in this parable represents a follower of Jesus who turned away from Jesus and decided to stop following him. The shepherd had 99 other sheep, but he still left to find the one that was missing. Jesus has lots of followers, but he's still worried and concerned when even one turns away. Why do you suppose that is? Well, Jesus cares for all of us, every single one. When someone turns from him, he wants to see that person safely back in his arms. And when we do come back to Jesus, Jesus feels happy and joyous, just like the shepherd did when the sheep made it back home safe. Now, here's a song about coming back to Jesus.
Jesus will rejoice if we come back home to him. Jesus will rejoice if we come back home to him. When a sheep is lost, then comes back to the pasture, the shepherd will rejoice. And if we are lost and we come back to Jesus, Jesus will rejoice. Jesus will rejoice If we come back home to him, Jesus will rejoice. If we come back home to him.
And that's the parable of the lost sheep. Thanks for listening.
Hey!